at a pretty short period of time, and I am showing my hair today. But this particular live is for the Heavenly Follicle Thickening Revival Serum. And usually, whenever I go live, I try to work on orders at the same time. And I will get to that point pretty soon. I will at least try to do it while being on this live. My last live, was that yesterday? I tried to do it and I wasn't able to complete it. But I will eventually try to package some orders as well. But yes, so this live is about the follicle thickening revival serum, and this is it right here. I just put it on the website when I told you guys that I will add it to the website last night, and didn't realize that I didn't have any pictures taken for it. But yeah, it is on there now. So um let me show you. That was a 2 ounce bottle. That is not the one that you guys will be getting. The bottle that you will be getting is this 4 ounce. This is a pretty big bottle, y'all. See the difference? This is a 2 ounce and this is a 4 ounce. The only reason why I put one in this 2 ounce bottle, I got a little piece of hair on here because this is the one that I use. Okay. But the reason why I put it in this 2 ounce bottle is only for my purposes. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hold up 1 second. Okay, y'all. So every time I go live, I try to tell everybody, and they still tend to interrupt me, y'all. So please forgive me. But like I was stating, that I have this in a 2 ounce bottle, but this is not the one that will be on the website. The one that will be on the website is the 4 ounce. The difference between this and this is a huge difference. And right now, it is on sale for the pre Black Friday sale. So it is going for $18.20. So what this follicle revival thickening serum does is it helps thicken your hair follicles. Yes, it does grow your hair as well. Hey, Kishore Singh. Kishore Singh, I think. Hello. So the difference, like I said, between this serum is that, oh, thank you, that this is a thickening serum for people who have sparse edges, sparse roots, scalp. As you can see right here, that my roots is sticking up. You are from Hyder, Hyderabad. I think I'm saying that wrong. Okay, I'm from Arkansas, Kishamore Singh. Hello, Tessa. How you doing? So yeah, like I was saying, that I just have this for the picture purposes, the display purposes of me showing it. And I've been using it on my hair for quite some time. That is why you see those roots like that. That is the new hair, y'all. And that is why my nice to meet you too. That is why my roots are so thicker. It's because of y'all traffic be going up down the street so much that I can't help but just be looking out and around. But yeah, um, that is what I've been using, the follicle thickening revival serum. And so, like I said, it targeted people with sparse roots, people. So right now it is on sale for 18.20 for the pre-Black Friday sale, and it is 40% off. 40% off. I don't know why I repeated myself twice like that. That's crazy. But it stimulates the blood flow to the scalp. It awakens dormant follicles. It basically revives your hair. It's not like any other hair growth oil. So you basically use this to thicken up your roots to fill in those gaps, those spots, bald spots, and those dormant areas. So I wanted to show my hair today, y'all. I always get on here looking like a hot trot mess. I'm always on here looking a hot mess, y'all. But I don't mind because, like I said, I want people to be able to see me the way I my originality. I want people to see that. I don't want people to see me always dressed up and hair always on point, because remember that this is a hair growth journey. So majority of the times you are going to see me with protective styles in my hair. So yesterday I had the two plaits that I would had braided to my scalp. It was not. Thank you, Kishamore. Kishamore saying, thank you. So usually when I put these two braids to my scalp, they are not tight. If you go back and look at my live from yesterday, my two braids were super duper loose. Only because I just wanted it to give me some type of crinkles. And I've been messing around with it, y'all. I took the unbrush and I brushed the back. So when I turn around, you will see that it don't really have any crinkles in the back of my hair. Oops. Okay. So I don't really have any crinkles because the plaits had a part. I put a part in the middle, so it was open, and I just wanted to close it in by brushing it down, so it took away the crinkles. Now, if I hadn't have brushed it in the back, then the crinkles would have looked so cute in the back of my hair. But for those of you that don't know and that are new as far as coming on my lives or on my channel, period. Hello, Lois. Lois Bora, I think. I'm gonna say Lois. Hello, Lois. But for some of you that haven't been on my channel, a lot of you don't know my story about how a licensed stylist ripped one of my locks out. And when she ripped one of my locks out, it caused me to comb my locks out. My locks was bunching and not budding. Budding is a good thing. Bunching is kind of like a somewhat bad thing. A lot of people locks start bunching, and thank you LGBUSI. Da, 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 da. Hello, Mari Carmen GR. But this is let me turn it sideways. Maybe y'all can see it better. So a little bit over a year, that is what a licensed stylist did to my hair. It forced me to comb my locks out. This is a better look at it. So it caused me to comb my locks out. And when I combed my locks out, I didn't have plans on ever doing it So once I comb them out, I forgot that I end up, thank you, I end up, two of my locks end up combining together. So that's how you know that I didn't plan on combing those locks out, because I took the scissors and I cut one of those locks. But when the licensed stylist ended up ripping one of them out and gave me the bald spot, that is what forced me to go ahead and get rid of them. So, like I said, I never had plans on getting rid of my locks. So, what I did was used Heavenly's hair products on my hair. I'm not sure what, um, mm, did you message me? Not sure what you are saying. I can't get your name right. Kishore, Kishore Singh. Are you saying that you messaged me and that you are waiting on me to reply back? I'm not really sure if that's what you're saying. But if that is what you're saying, then I'm not sure where you messaged me at. So I will have to look for it. But I just want to show y'all that my locks were very curly. The ends were curly. And a lot of people didn't think I had locks, but I did. I had them for over a year. And this is either the day or the day after or something when I realized that she ripped one of my locks out. That is the bald spot. And although my hair don't look like it's locked, my hair is locked, y'all. That's just the texture of my hair. But but yeah. So I got on my live yesterday showing my products, which is the Heavily Stimulating Growth Shampoo, the Stimulating Growth Conditioner. As you notice that the conditioner is just about gone. I All I have to do is just make more make more batches and put them in the bottles. I actually still have some in the kitchen area that when I end up getting so busy I didn't get to finish putting them in my bottles. I wonder what he doing over there. Let me stop looking because he looking at me. Okay. Okay. And I'm not nosy, y'all, but the window is right across. Maybe he putting up Christmas lights. Okay. But anyways, I'm getting thrown off. So this is Heavenly's curling custard up here, and I'm gonna pull them down. As a matter of fact, give me a second. I'm gonna end up pulling them down. Hmm, See what's going on over there. It be too much stuff going on this street, y'all. So it ended up taking to grow in the bald spot, Lois, is it started filling in after a couple of weeks, meaning that a little slight fuzz. So, like I tell everybody from the very beginning, if you are new, welcome to my channel. But I tell people that it's a lot of folks that tell you to use their products 3 to 5 times. Um, like out of the week or every you having to be Tesla. I mean, he was leaning against the bush or something, and then all of a sudden I seen a cord. Then I was looking, and then boom, he started looking up at me. I was hurry up and drop my head. But yeah. So as of course, Lois, it started out as a fuzz, but like I tell people under my channel. And the reason why I tell people this because number one, I'm not going to tell you anything that I'm not doing myself. So whenever I'm going on a hair growth challenge, in which you know that when the licensed stylist with one of my locks out, that wasn't a hair growth challenge, but I still turned it into one. And what I'm meaning by that is that I went full force mode, meaning that I was applying my products to my scalp every single day. Okay. I will massage it in. I will put my product on my scalp every day. That is how I end up seeing a little fuzz within that week or two. And then I will continue to do it more and more until I showed everybody yesterday, but let me see if I can pull the video up again. And I can show it to you, Lois, to where you will see that my hair start filling in. Now, my hair is three different textures. I know that it's kind of hard to tell right now because it is in its dry state. It is moisturized though, but it is in its dry state. If you are able to look at my hair, you will see that it's moisturized. Moisturization don't all the time mean wet, meaning that it starts out wet. It can start out wet. Once it dry, then it's still moisturized. Okay. So let me make sure my volume turned down because I ain't got time for YouTube to be right, folks. But y'all give me 1 second. I just want to show Lois how my hair looked in the back. And most of the time, when people start seeing a little fuzz within the first week or two, they stop using their product. I didn't stop using my product because at the end of the day, I know that God told me to come on here and show my progress. And so I've had my channel for ever since 2010. And y'all excuse my stuff from selling if you hear it, but your girl ate. And as a matter of fact, I ate some spicy orange chicken and some French fries. I know y'all didn't ask, but I thought to tell y'all anyways. But somebody still probably be in there watching my live like, no, she didn't. She didn't eat. That's the case, that we wouldn't be hearing her stomach. But let me see if this is the one right here, because there's no need in me turning it around on every last one of them. When you know, when it comes down to TikTok, you have to go through a lot of your photos. And excuse me if this annoying somebody, but I always pop my fingers. So I'm gonna be sitting up here like I'm retarded or something doing this. You could tell I'm pretty close to showing the video. Okay, so I'll show this one first. Okay, so okay, Lois, I hope you are still there. So before I came onto my channel, I started showing my progress on my TikTok. I didn't think to come on my, and that's one of my old labels. That's the same, still same product. It's just a old label. By me creating my own labels, and I have to print them out myself. Printer ink can get a little, So that is why I changed the labels out. But I wanted to show another one. But to answer your question, is for the first week or two, that is when I start seeing a little bit of fuzz. Okay. I was determined to see at least each week or every 2 weeks some type of progress when it came down to my hair. That is why I continue to put Heavenly's products on my hair or on my scalp every single day. A lot of people think that when you tell them to put a product on their hair every single day, um, a lot of people think like, okay, well, if I do that, then I'm gonna run out of the product. I have so many people here in my hometown to where way back in the days, oh, he taking his blower. He got one of them plug-in blowers. Hey, anyways, because I mean, somebody look at you, you look at them. You gotta speak. Be nice, y'all. Speak to people when you ain't got no one to look at them dead in their face. But anyway, so what was I saying? One of y'all remember? Hello 8 at gmail.com. 9608. I mean 9608. I'm tripping. 9608. Um, what was I saying? Uh, I don't remember, y'all. Somebody help me. Tessa, where you at, girl? Tell me, what was I saying? I tend to do this on every last one of my lives. I got it bad, y'all. Um, but if I can't get nobody to come back and tell me what I was saying, then I'll start back out by just saying that I continue to use. Okay, Lois, yes. So remember I was telling you also that with the moisture milk, it is a hair growth spray as well, but it is also a moisturizer and a leave-in conditioning spray. So, some was that you? I think that was you that asked me, was it a leave-in or can it be a leave-in conditioner? And yes, it can be. I need to put on there that it is a leave-in because I leave it in. You know, it's the whole purpose of it. I wish that I could show y'all right now, but I just don't want to give up this right here, this fluffiness. I don't wear my hair out and it's if you call it a blow drying state, I don't often have my hair out like this. Most of the time when you see me with a protective style. And the whole point behind it is because of that bald spot that was ripped out. But like I was saying on my live yesterday, that you can boost your growth faster when you take the moisture milk and then you take one of the growth oils and you put both of them onto your scalp. That makes your hair grow even faster. It helps keep your hair in the energy phase a little bit longer. I know I'm not looking at y'all, but it be so much stuff going on out that out that window, y'all. Out that window. Okay, okay, Lawrence, that was you. Okay, good. Okay, but yeah, like I said, you start seeing a little bit of the growth. You start out. Of course, you're gonna see the fuzz. You're gonna get the fuzz first. But when I start seeing my hair basically start sprouting out at a pretty good length, like from about right here to here, like I showed on that video. I'm trying to get another TikTok in and show y'all. But that was around the 1 month mark, no later than a month and a half is when I start seeing the hair start filling in a little bit more. Oh, I think I know what I was about to say. So, like I stayed on just about all of my lives, my hair is three different textures. I tell everybody to learn your hair. When you learn your hair, you'll know how to treat your hair. You'll know how to take care of your hair. My hair is super duper loose in the front. No relaxer. No heat damage. Super duper straight. I big chopped 2 times back in 2010 is when I did my very, very, very first big chop. If you go all the way, I'm not telling y'all to go all the way because y'all don't have to. Because, man, when I be watching certain people videos and I see that they got so many, I be a little curious and I want to go a little bit further down. But if I keep scrolling, I get a little bit tired and be like, oh, forget it. But if it is some people that are determined, if you want to go on, let me stop running this because I'm going to run my this battery down on here or whatever. But anyways, if you go further down my channel when I first started my YouTube channel, you will see where I big chopped for the very, very first time. And the reason being is because another licensed stylist ripped my hair out. I have a history of stylists ripping my hair out. I knew better because I used to teach my kids and tell them don't go to a stylist. Please learn how to do your own hair. I'm not saying forever stay from a stylist, but if you have a stylist in your area and you know she's good, she's old school, even if she's not old school, she's new school, but she's still doing some of the old techniques when the stylist is used to care about our hair, then keep that person. If you know that they are clipping your ends and not cutting your ends, if you know that they are not telling you to just come and continue to get your ends clipped, and you know good and well that your ends are healthy, or not only that, if you know, because people don't realize that there's a such thing as basically like fine ends or thin ends. If you know that they are full, you know that they are not breaking apart or splitting up, then don't let them continue to clip. But if you see that they are splitting, then don't just do the big chop. Please don't big chop your hair. Please stop big chopping. Please stop big chopping your hair. I was forced to big chop back in 2010 because I didn't know no better. Okay, that's what I was that is what this whole live was supposed to be about. Abaton Scovia. Hello. But the whole live was about this right here, the follicle thickening revival serum. This is for thin, sparse, and scaced roots. Most hair growth oils just targeting hair growth. This is for hair growth as well, but it's for to give you volume. It is to thicken up your roots. So right now I have that on sale for the Black Friday sale for 40% off. But if you don't want to get that, then you can easily go under my channel, watch a few of my DIYs to where I make specific videos telling you how to thicken your hair up with sprays and things like that. A lot of Heavenly's a lot of ingredients in Heavenly's growth tonic has thickening agents too. So if someone was to get this with this, that's only gonna just help boost your hair, and it's going to, well, boost your roots, and it's going to start out with giving you flyaways. You're going to see this right here, to where all of those little bitty pieces of hair going to start coming up from your scalp. A lot of people be annoyed with that type of stuff. I'm not annoyed with it. And especially when I came from my edges being thin and sparse, that stuff don't bother me. Yeah, see, I hate that, Lois. I really hate that. But a lot of people don't realize it. And hear me, if I didn't know what I know now, I probably would have big chop 5 times too in total. But instead of me big chopping for the third time because of what the licensed stylist did as far as ripping one of my locks out, that is why I come here to tell you to, even if you don't use Heavenly products, when you use your products, stop using it for a couple of days and then putting it back on the shelf. And that's, I think that's what I was about to tell y'all. So here in my hometown, this used to happen to me a lot. So people would see me and be like, "Hey girl." And these are the people that know that Heavenly has been out for 7 years, ever since 2018, after I big chop for the second time. And back then, I ain't know no better. I did a huge deal on an 8 ounce growth oil. So people were buying it, but 6 months to a year later, they would be like, "Hey, girl, ooh, I just love your oil. It filled in my bald spots, and it just grew my hair, and blah 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 blah." And I just want to let you know I still got it. I promise y'all, I can't make this stuff up. It happened more than once. It happened more than once, and that's when I realized. I said, "Okay, so people only get hair growth oil when their braider ripped one of their braids out." Or no, let me say that a little better. Let me say that a little better. Okay, so these people get hair growth oil when their braider has braided their hair too tight and it has started pulling on their edges. So once they took their braids out, the edges was inside the braid too. So once they use the product to grow that back, that is when they put it on the shelf. Or they use it sparsely or sparingly, and the edges grew back a little slower than what it would have or should have if they had applied it every day. If you use a hair growth spray and you spray it on your scalp first before applying hair growth oil, then your growth oil is not gonna leave quickly. If you are hitting a target area, y'all, I've already used this 2 or 3 times. Do you see this? Just this particular and specific bottle I've used already a few times. Good afternoon, Ashley. How you doing? But yeah, if you spray a growth spray, that's what I was saying, Lois. You if you want to if you want those bald spots, to come in a little faster, then that is when, by you getting the two moisture milks, if you have a growth oil at home, put that on there after you spray this. This is filled with hair growth ingredients. Rose water grows your hair. Aloe vera juice grows your hair. This also has Ayurvedic Ayurvedic herbs in it that grows your hair. Okay. But if you want to boost your hair to go faster, a lot of people don't even know they can boost their hair to go faster. Like literally, I told y'all I almost big chop for the third time. Only reason why I didn't big chop, oh, about the kid. Okay. The only reason why I didn't big chop for the third time is because I knew that if I get serious and I act like I lost my mind by applying these products to my hair is going to stay in the energy phase a little longer than usual. A little longer than usual. It's so many people that watch my DIYs that they have seen it for themselves. They've tried it for themselves and they know that I'm telling the truth. They know that I'm telling the truth. And like I said, I usually don't have my hair down all the time. I usually don't have my hair down all the time, but for the sake of this live, once this live is over, I'm gonna put my hair back into braids to the side. I'm gonna end up finish filling these orders. So I may not even put them two braids in. I probably just take a scrunchie and pull my hair back in a loose ponytail, and then flip it under. But y'all have already seen my hair. I'll show it again because I'm not downplaying anybody that has damage. I'm not here to downplay anybody. But at the same time, if you look, and y'all, this is after I cut my hair even right here. That I call this I call myself making this even in the bottom. You that is still little bitty tiny strings. That's probably like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But those are strings. And I cut evenly underneath, so it was way worse than that. But if I had told anybody in the very beginning, they would have thought I was crazy. Wait a minute. Won't you just cut all the way up to there? I could have easily, I know I could have easily cut all the way up to there, up to here. I know I could have. I didn't though. And the reason why I didn't is because I said, mm-mm, let me grow an inch. The very first thing I put in my head was some mini braids. Some mini braids. Them things was so stringy and a hot mess. If you've been on my live before, you seen to where I put my hair in like not mini braids, but like 10 plaits. When I braid my hair tends to disappear, if that makes sense. So this right here may look full, but when I braid it, it appears to be very, very thin. It gets skinty, very, very skinny. So just imagine when I did mini braids on this right here. How did that turn out? This was my hair in July. If you look at how my shoulders are not too much off. But remember, Lois, that I was saying as far as that bald spot, that I was continuing to grow that bald spot in. So I will grow a little and then clip a little, grow a little, then clip a little until I start seeing the back of my hair fill in a little more. So just imagine if my hair wasn't damaged right here and I didn't have to continue to clip it in order for it to turn like this. That means that my hair will be so, so long. And some people, like whenever I would do a TikTok and I would come back after a 3 weeks growth challenge, after clipping my hair before that, my hair looked like it didn't grow. My hair looked like it didn't go nowhere. But I knew that it grew because you got to remember that I just chopped off some hair. And the only reason why I chopped it off is so I could stop seeing through the back. That bald spot is not just going to grow overnight and it's not going to, if I got a bald spot right here, it's not going to reach here. It's going to take a minute to reach here. But in order for to help it to reach here, especially when your ends is damaged and then my hair grows different lengths. My hair has always been like this. This part of my hair and this part of my hair grows in shorter. My bottom part of my hair grows in longer. My kids' hair is just like this too, just like this. So what I call myself doing is whenever I do clip my hair, I start trying to clip up to the point to where it'll start trying to match this. But remember, the licensed stylist ripped one of my locks out. So one side of my hair is still thinner than the other side. I'm not worried about that because I'm still doing the proper things as far as going on these protective styles and these growth challenges. So right here, if you look, you will see that this side is tore up from the floor up. This side is a little bit thicker. All of that is pushed to the back. If I pull it to the front, that's the front of my hair. Well, not the front, the sides. That is the sides of my hair. Right here, this piece right here where I end up cutting one of my locks, it's still thin right here. But you have to remember that every time I cut, I have to continue to cut until it gets to a certain length. But I'm not finna cut it super duper short. Like it was this short at first. This doggone me short. But if I was to do that, then I'm big chopping again. I'm big chopping all over again. So many people look at their hair as being damaged, like, oh my goodness, my hair is damaged. It's time for me to big chop. Oh, I gotta do this thing all over again. And not to make fun of you, Miss Lois, but I'm glad that you was able to tell me what you did because I want to be able to use that as an example. There's so many other people that have big chop way more than you have. But why? Answer that question. Why? Why are you continuing to big chop? Especially if We are doing things or allowing other people to do things to our hair to cause our hair to go backwards, cause us setback. So shouldn't we clip and grow? Shouldn't we clip a little and grow a little? Yeah, our hair is damaged. Yeah, you seen my hair. You seen where my hair was completely damaged and destroyed. And you will have somebody that, if I had put that on my YouTube channel under my shorts, they would have said, "Girl, just go ahead and get rid of that. Just let that go. What are you hanging on to that for?" But so I could show people that they don't have to big chop over and over and over. When nobody planning on keeping that hair. I promise you, I did not plan on keeping that hair forever. I used to be the type of person that I would run from scissors. I will not cut my hair. If you seen how much hair that I cut, which you did see, that's the hair I cut in July. That is the hair that I cut in July. Some people are like, probably would be like, "Girl, I would have kept that though. I would have kept that. I would have kept that." Mm-mm. No, because I'm trying to get my hair to look as even as possible, in which I know that my hair is never going to be 100% even. Nobody hair is 100% even. Even the people that hair is all the way down to their knees, they got some of their sides that, hang right here or hang down here. And the rest of it is down there. You can't see it all the time because their hair be in a silk press state. I promise you, if I was to silk press my hair, you would think that all of my hair was 100% or completely even, when it is not. It is not completely even. And that's another thing too, Lois. I can sympathize with that when it's in the front or in the top, because, you know, that is where it's kind of hard to hide. But like I tell a lot of people, if you wear those headband wigs and you use the products on an everyday basis, then take the wig off when you are at home. Like, I apologize, for not having this on there in time, because I did say last night that I was going to put this on the website, because this right here will work on filling in those thin areas, because it specifically targets that. It targets those thin areas. But I apologize, because you could have been spraying the moisture milk and just applying just a few drops. A little bit goes a long ways, y'all. Y'all see my hair. Y'all see my hair. I can show you a TikTok to where I put it in different areas of my hair. It's not just on one spot that I'm adding it. And a little bit goes a long ways, because when it comes down to this bottle, anyways, when it comes down, this is not even the original bottle. This is a 2 ounce. Y'all will be getting it in this 4 ounce. This 2 ounce versus that 4 ounce is a lot. This is a lot for $18, y'all. For $18, you get all of that oil. Okay. But I showed this yesterday on my live, that when you squeeze it, you don't even get that much in the bottle. So if you was to apply this all over your head, you just dip it in there a couple of times. And what I usually would do is I will put like a dab here, 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 like up in there. And then I would get here, and then I would get like a drop on one side and the other side of the bottom of my head. And then I would take my edges or whatever left, because I will dip it in there twice. And I will get here, 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 because remember, when you put oil on your scalp, it's going to run down. Yesterday, when I showed y'all the example, you noticed that I didn't massage it in because I had my gloves on, but then I felt it running. So when you are applying your growth oil, and especially when you're using the growth sprays like the moisture milk and the growth tonic, you you show enough don't need a whole lot of growth oil. It is going to carry you a long ways because liquid, just imagine if I was to pour this this little bottle compared to this bottle right here. This is very little compared to this. But just imagine if I had enough room to pour this and that and shake it up. Maybe a good idea, but I'm just not putting it out there to get anybody to do it, but I'm just using it as an example of how much oil or how less of oil that you need for your hair. Remember, a lot of us is just only putting the oil on our hair when we need a moisturizer. This liquid, if I was to pour this oil inside this liquid and shake it up and spray it all over my head, then all I'm doing is massaging it in and it is spreading. It's still going to work. It is still going to work. But people just putting oil on their hair all by itself, and then they'll see they'll see a little result. I won't take that from them. I won't take that from them. But when you see them results and a few weeks later your hair is right back where it was, do you ever wonder why? Because oil and hair alone is not moisturizing. A oil is not even a moisturizer. A oil is oil. It's not a moisturizer. Like, in order for me to continue to allow this to thrive, I have to continue to put these sprays on my hair. And remember, I was telling y'all that the growth tonic is a strengthener and a hair growth spray is a detangler too. The moisture milk, it is a moisturizer slash leave-in conditioning spray and a hair growth spray. And I know this one company, they got over 200 products on their website. Oh, about over 200 on their website. And I'm not sure and how they explain it. Each one of them, they don't even explain each one of them. They don't. They don't explain each one of them. But when you have two sprays and you see that the looks are different, you see that the consistency is different, you see that the texture is different and the smell, just try not to let it confuse you because you have some people that need strength for their strands. And you have some people that just need their strands to be moisturized. So if you need just strength, or if you need hair growth and strength, or if you need hair growth and moisturization. But remember, I was telling y'all also yesterday that you have so many people that sell you these what do you call it? Named it yesterday and I forgot what it is now. They hair growth sprays, but that's not what they called it. They called it a scalp stimulating spray or something. And not a lot of people, because people haven't really heard about it. But I say about a handful of people. Well, now under the comments, I seen a handful of people. There's no telling how many because I didn't go further and further down. But they were saying how the scalp stimulating spray on another company has been drying out their hair. It has been breaking their hair. And They don't realize it's because that company used rosemary as their base, and they put too much rosemary in it without a basically a moisturizing stabilizer, something that helps stabilize the Ayurvedic herbs. Because too many Ayurvedic herbs, especially in a spray form, will dry the mess out of your hair. Too much rosemary will dry your hair and will break it. Remember, I told some of y'all that are not new about the rice water challenge and how so many creators got on their channel and did the rice water challenge just to get their views up, just to get 1 million views, 1 million likes, or whatever, and never came back and told you how too much of that protein broke their hair off. Do I hurt any protein? Yes, it do, but too much will break your hair. You got a couple of creators that did come back and say that the rice water ruined their hair. But I don't think that they made a video in the beginning saying, "Come on, y'all. All right, y'all. Come on. Let's do the rice water challenge. I'm going to do the rice water." I don't think that they came on their channel to do it. I think that they watched another creator that was one of those great big creators back then, popular guru or whatever you want to call it. And they mimicked that creator and end up losing their hair, and then they end up creating a video themselves. They could have already been doing videos, but I don't think that um they made their video about creating the rice water to spray on their hair for like 7 days or whatever. But yeah, one of those people, like I said, that wasn't a big time YouTuber, came back and said how rice water ruined her hair and made all of her hair fall out, you know? And out of all these years, you still see that the rice water videos will come back to surface. You even have people that go to where do they go, to China, where the Yao women at, and see their they'll go there for video content purposes to help their video go a little bit more viral. They'll bring back some of their rice and their orange peels and other things like that. But maybe that race hair is a little bit stronger than ours. Okay. So did you do it because of your hair being damaged? Wouldn't probably not, because you say you want the Tony Braxton look. And that's another thing too. Oh, so your hair was damaged. But then at the same time you just went on ahead and sucked it up and said that I can do the Tony Braxton hairdo as well. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, if you've already done it, it's like that's good. Long as you feel better, because I'm the type of person to where it's like, even if a person go ahead and big chop their hair, it's no need of beating them up. Why would you beat them up? You know what I'm saying? Because if you know that your hair was damaged, but at the same time you was already battling with the fact that you wanted this hairstyle that you've been longing for. I remember them days. I used to long I put it to you like this. Back in my early 20s, it was this hairstyle from one of my it was from this girl that I grew up with, and her hair was short. It was so pretty, and all she would do is put water and a little hair gel in her hair, and I never forget. I was in my early 20s, and I was kind of on the edge. I was a little bit scared to cut my hair, but I went on ahead and just made the final decision. I had box braids in my hair at the time, and I had someone, or I cut a couple of the box braids out. I cut them out at the root somewhere around here where or at the new growth just so I wouldn't turn back because I was determined to get that hairstyle that she had. It was so pretty, y'all. And I was able to cause she used to tell me all the time, used to be like, how you get your hair like that? She said all I do is just stick my head under the bathroom sink and then I put a little, hair gel in there. And back then I didn't know nothing about different hair textures. I didn't know I had fine hair or nothing. That was around the stage I didn't know. It was a stage where I knew what type of hair I had. Not the type. I knew I had fine hair, like curly hair, and I didn't like my curly hair. So I would get relaxers. So I wouldn't see my curls because I thought curly hair was childish. That was back then, y'all. That was back then. But yeah, I ended up cutting my hair too, like the Tony Braxton style, and it was so pretty. Okay, okay. So yeah, so I know it was pretty. I know it's pretty. But yes, y'all, I'm telling y'all that it's just that consistency is key. Consistency is key in anything you do. So if you create your own products, then don't put them on the shelf after using it one or two times. If you sparingly use it, you will get sparingly growth, if that makes sense. Your growth isn't going to grow in as fast as it should. When I realized that I could keep my hair in the energy phase a little while longer was 7 years ago. When my hair was in that Florida Evans big chop afro stage. It was cute in the beginning. It probably looked like yours, my little California girl. It was cute. It was cute for a moment. But when I seen that it stayed in that position, it grew out a little bit, but it was growing slow. Hmm. That's when I started studying. And then I started formulating and I realized I said, I ain't got to keep my hair in this stage for no long period of time. That's when I started using the products that I made on a religious basis, back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back. Told y'all a lot of stuff be going on. It's a lot of traffic. But yes, y'all. Yes. So if you have thinning areas, if you used to have thick hair, if you used to have thick hair and then life started life and then your hair started growing in thin or it started shedding and started to appear thin and it's been time after time after time that you've been dealing with this for a long period of time. If you look in the mirror and you can see straight through your roots, then this is what this is for. It targets the thin hair, and it is the follicle thickening revival serum. And what it does is it allow your hair to start growing in fuller. A lot of our follicles are dormant. If we were to take a micro I almost said a microfiber. If we take a microscope and we were to put it on our scalp, if we have thin roots, very, very thin roots, and we used to have thicker roots. Right. And I'm glad you said that, Lois, because everybody is not looking for hair to grow longer and longer and longer. They do want just thicker roots. Thicker roots. Like if you see my hair, I have I said slash first. Low slash medium density. So when it comes down to my ends, you see, thank you, my little California girl. Thank you so much. So now when I try not to wear wash and goes a lot like I used to. But whenever I do put the Heavenly's Moisture Milk on my hair, or whenever I put the heavily curling custard on my hair, I will allow it to dry first so it'll appear to be a wash and go, because that's how I apply it, like it's a wash and go. When I wear it down, y'all, my hair looks so much fuller. It looks so much fuller because of, no matter if my ends are like this, if you, for anybody that don't know, you might want to Google it. It is such thing as like thin ends, like basically like fine ends, no matter what you do. But you can still cut them evenly to where when you wear it, it'll be full. But the roots, no, not the roots. Mm-mm. This targets the roots. This is what allows your roots to be fuller. I remember it was a point of time to where my roots were super duper thin to where whenever I would go outside, especially when I would get my hair done, it was over for my hair. I couldn't go outside and the wind be blowing and think that my hairstyle was gonna stay intact. Even back in the days when my hair was shorter, I could not go outside when it was windy, or I could not go to the beauty shop on a day that it was windy, because my roots were so thin to where the hairstyle was over. It was over for the hairstyle. It was over before it started. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. It was basically over before it started. But I was gonna show y'all something else. I can't remember what it is. Y'all know I end up losing my train of thought a lot. But like I said, the main purpose of this video is for this thickening revival serum. And like I said, that it's people out here that had thick hair. And you know, if you had thick hair, you can get it back. So I know that life be lifing, Lois, and but I do know too at the same time that some people take medication. A lot of times it don't even have to be medication, but stress. Stress will thin your hair out, and that hair will act like it don't know how to come back. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Lois. And sometimes you have to help. You have to help your hair come back. So that's why I was also, like I was stating before, is that if you either want, if you want just overall hair growth, then like I said, Heavenly's products with this moisture milk will grow your hair. Everything that I make is filled with hair growth ingredients. I don't ever make anything. You got some people that make hair growth oils, but then that shampoo be a regular shampoo. And what I'm meaning by that is they just put the regular unnecessary things in there that creates the shampoo all by itself. They don't fill it with multiple hair growth ingredients. And that's why ever since I created my shampoo years ago, it's so many people that have seen their hair transform for the better, because it softens your hair like never before. For the ones who want to reach one length to the next, then you have to understand that your ends are dead, your roots are alive. So therefore, if you are not trying to thicken up your roots, and if your roots are already thick and you just want one length from the next, you have to take care of your ends. Because people be thinking that their hair is not growing. Your hair is growing. Especially when you wear those box braids, or when you wear some type of protective style, like some mini twists, mini braids, and you end up seeing about this much of new growth. This much of new growth, when you put it right here, that means that it's going to come right here. That means that once I take my protective style down, then my hair should have reached right here. You will never see a person's real length. You will never see your real length if it's in its curly state or if it's in a blowout state. This is a blowout state. This is a to where I took the blow dryer comb, and after shampooing my hair, I just took the blow dryer comb, took sections, and I blow dried it down with the comb. After that, I put two braids in my hair to allow my hair to be crinkled because I'm gonna be honest, I get tired of wearing my hair in a curly state. I actually do. A lot of people don't know that when your hair is in a straighter state, that allows the oils to run down your hair strands. So a lot of times that our ends and stuff are damaged because of the curly styles that we are wearing in our hair all the time. Do you have to walk around with a blowout? Nope. But if you shampoo your hair, and some people don't believe in using dryers, heat, anything like that. So I'm not telling anybody that they should do that. But if the people that do that, then you don't have to walk around with your hair just blowed out like this. I don't walk around like this on an everyday basis. Now, me and my husband going out to eat, and I don't feel like doing putting a wig on, a headband wig or whatever, and I know that my hair looks cute like this, then what I can do is I can still dress up. I can still dress up with my hair like this. But I'm not gonna keep it like this all the time. Everybody hair is different, y'all. When we learn to understand that, I think that it'll make more sense to us. Like we can see somebody with blowout hair that's down all the time. I mean, we can do it. When I say we, I'm not talking about all of us. I'm only talking to the ones who are in the same boat as me that cannot do it all the time. You did the best thing, Lois. The best thing. The best thing. Hear me when I tell you. Because we have to get down to the underlying problems and issues. Like, no matter what you use on your hair, if you are still being stressed and you're not letting it go and you're not giving it to God, then the problem going to continue to occur. It's going to continue to occur. But if you had situations like how the licensed stylist ripped one of my locks out. You got your braids taken down, like I was stating yesterday, how that person came on their channel and said how their hair was a certain length. They purposely cut their own braids and then went to this shop just so the people at the shop could take the braids down. And she asked them, was they cutting her hair? And they told her no. And she realized that they did cut her hair. Hey, Seren Fasula. Yeah. Hello. When they lied to her and told her that they wasn't cutting her hair. She got on her channel and cried her eyes out. But I'm not saying she didn't realize or don't realize, but she may be like me. She may just be a person like me that said that, oh, I'm not just gonna settle with this. I'm gonna do everything necessary and that I possibly can to keep my hair in the anagen phase a little while longer so I can receive this growth quicker. I'm not talking about overnight though. Growth don't happen overnight. Now problems can happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by like it can be not just problems with life, but problems with your hair. Somebody can rip your hair out. That's an overnight situation. I don't care if it happened in a day. When you wake back up the next day, you know it wasn't a dream. You still dealing with that same bald spot. when somebody is taking your hair down and they rip your hair out, or if they are braiding your hair and they braid it too tight, that's something that happened overnight because you went in their chair with hair, and then when you took your hair down, you end up with less hair. But stress and things like that, yeah, we have to give it over to God, and we can still get our hair back on track. So once our hair get back on track after using the products on a residual slash consistent slash religious basis, and I say all that all the time, and you notice that I throw in there too. When you go crazy with it, then once your hair is back the way you want it to be, and you already gave over that stress, that situation over to God, you don't have nothing to worry about. Only thing you gonna have to do after that is continue to take care of your ends. Continue to take care of your ends. And what I'm meaning by that is clip your ends when you see that they need clip. Don't go by no schedule. I'm gonna do it every 6 weeks. Nope. Everybody ends don't just split. Not like that. So you don't have to clip your ends every 6 weeks just because somebody else telling you that you do. Remember that I'm growing in a bald spot. I have to continue to cut the rest of my hair in order for that spot to finally reach and match up with the rest of it. So do you really think that I'm only waiting to clip my ends every 6 weeks? No. And then when you use like moringa on your hair, moringa is a powerful strengthener for your hair. I remember doing a moringa mask on my hair. It's on one of my DIYs. I did it with the no, I created the shampoo and the conditioner. And when I tell you that I silk pressed my hair, and you talking about strong strands felt so doggone strong that I did not get any heat damage, and I knew that it was because of that. He is blowing those leaves. But yeah, y'all. So y'all know I be getting on these lives. One day I'm gonna have a schedule. One day I will have everything set up. But one thing I've learned in life is that even if you do it unorganized, you better do it. Don't let nothing stop you. Don't let procrastination, don't let anxiety, don't let anything stop you. That be our problem today because if you're anything like me, when you wake up in the morning, your phone could be somewhere next to you. The first thing that we do, I'm gonna say we, because some people do the same thing, is pick up their phone. But we gotta like put that down and basically do the things that we know we need to do that the phone is distracting us from. And like I said, when it comes down to me getting on these lives and things like that, that everything is gonna start looking different later, but I will never let that stop me from beginning. I never let that stop me from coming onto my lives. I told you guys yesterday that I created another channel specifically for heavenly hair and skin care, so I can start going live on there, and I can go back to doing my DIYs to the people who can't get heavenly, or who can't I try to do ingredients and create DIY videos that are budget friendly, basically budget friendly. And I do videos to where I try to explain. So mine is kind of like different from other people's because I get a little bit deep. And the reason why I get a little bit deep is because, like I said, our hair is our crown. You know, our hair is our glory. We're not supposed to worship our hair, but we are supposed to love and nurture and take care of our hair. It's a lot of people that are content with their hair being short, and that's perfectly fine. But then you have a lot of people that are not. You know, they remember when their hair used to be long and flowy and feel like they can't get their hair back um to that state. No problem, Lois. Yep, I appreciate you too. I really do. But yeah, like you have some people that like just want their roots thickened. Everybody is not for the hair growth, but I'm telling you that when we start paying special attention to our hair, special attention. I remember when I was little, I used to love um scalp massages. Didn't even know why. And when I tell you people just playing in my hair would feel so good. And you can't let everybody in your hair now. Like this feel good, me even doing it to myself. You can tell by the way my eyes is rolling. But it's things that I love doing to my hair back then that I didn't even know that was even, helping. But like I said, even with this right here, you could tell that all of my hair is not the same length. My hair grows differently. My hair grows longer in the back than it do in the front. My hair is always going to appear longer. This is the back of my hair, y'all. It's flipped to the front. This is the back. But but if you notice that I call myself trying to clip it as even as possible, but I never get it 100% even. Never. But when you start loving on your hair, you start nurturing your hair, when you start studying your hair, when you learn your hair enough to know that you have either two different hair textures or three different hair textures. I'm telling y'all, those are the most important things. People be like, having natural hair is hard and this and that. It ain't just having natural hair. It be relaxed hair too. Cause you have some people that have relaxed hair and and not making fun, not making fun of it, but they ponytail, this they head right here and this is they ponytail at the top and it's always sticking up and it's sparse. And they hair was like that years ago and it's still like that today. And they say that when their mama put the perm in their head, that's what ruined their hair. Okay. So if your mama did it, then let's go way back to before your mama put the perm in your hair. That's why I say you should learn your hair. You should study your hair. Someone with very, very, very short hair and they have it up in one of those little bitty tiny short ponytails, could start doing something different with their hair. Start combing their hair down and putting two plaits. And then start applying things to their hair, even if it's DIY products. Start applying it to their hair on a consistent basis. Oh, I'm so nose. Yeah, I just recently got a nose. I didn't used to be nosing like that. But anyway, okay. But yeah, start using the products or product on a consistent basis. Learn the anagen phase and learn that when you continue to do something positive to your hair, that your hair has no other choice but to respond. No other choice but to respond. And a lot of people that give up so easily, very, very easily, they give up. I don't see nothing. One person can see results in 1 week, the next person can see results in 2 weeks. Stop comparing yourself to the next person. Just because her hair grew or she starts seeing fuzz in 1 week. It may take 3 weeks, but don't you quit. Don't you stop. But hair growth is a system, remember y'all. Hair growth is a system. So it's not just about hair growth oils, just applying the hair growth oil, because when you grow that spot back, or when you grow your hair from this length to the next length, and you see it gone in the next few weeks, just know that it immediately broke off at the same rate that it grew. Yep. But I never intended on this video to be just to be about this. It was about the follicle the thickening revival serum. But let me just show y'all the products, because I said earlier in my video that I would. The Moisture Milk is a moisturizing and leave-in conditioning spray. So your curls are going to be bouncy. If you were to shampoo your hair first, condition it, and then afterwards just apply this to your hair. Once it dries, your curls will be bouncy like never before. I'm telling you, your hair is going to feel very, very soft. If you were to apply it, if you was to shampoo, I'm the reason why I'm bringing up shampoo and conditioner, because I'm talking about doing this on freshly clean hair. If you apply products on dirty hair, it is not going to perform the way that it should. So if you see one person hair perform this way because their hair was clean, but you know that your hair is 2 weeks dirty and it isn't performing like that. We do know that different textures play a part in it, but just know that your hair is dirty, and that is why your curls are not quite curling over like it's supposed to. So on the website, you have both of these together, which is a hydration duo. But it's not just with this, which is the growth oil. This is for low density, low porosity hair, meaning that it has a light consistency. This this could be sprayed to the scalp, okay, for hair growth, to boost the hair growth. This could be dabbed in certain little small sections afterwards. It can be massaged in. After that, this can be sprayed onto the hair strands, okay? This also, when you pour it in your hand, rub together, it could be put on your hair strands by it being a light oil. Because what you can also do is you can seal in this moisture by giving it a shine. This is going to moisturize it regardless of what, though. You're going to get moisture. Like, you're going to get to where my hair don't look like it's moisturized, but it's softer than a mug and it is moisturized. Okay. But if I spray this, it's gonna be in a curly state, more like the curl's gonna be curling. So once it dries, it's still gonna look moisturized. If I was to apply the growth oil on my scalp and a little bit on my hair strands, then it's going to not only be moisturized, but then have a sheen or a shine to it. With the stimulating growth serum, which is for medium density / medium porosity hair, this is an oil that has almost like a pinkish base. It's not too thick, it's not too thin. So even low density and porosity can use this as well. It's up to the person. But the growth oil has a herbal smell with Ayurvedic with essential oils in it. This stimulating growth serum has a citrus smell, because your hair growth oil can work because of the important ingredients on the inside without the essential oil smells. So if you have a fruity fragrance, that is perfectly fine and okay, but make sure that it's for your hair, that it's safe for your hair. This moisture milk and this can both be applied to the scalp in order to boost the hair and allow it to grow a little bit faster than usual. That is, like I said, when we go to the anagen phase. That is how you keep your hair in the anagen phase a little while longer. This stimulating growth serum can also be applied to your hair strands only to certain hair types. Only to certain hair types. Meaning that if you know that your hair is very, very thin on the ends, you can put just a dab. Excuse me, I'm sorry. You put a little dab on there, lightly applied. That'll seal in the moisture as well. But this right here, oh, excuse me. I'm burping and I'm growling and I'm rowling. This right here has a thicker consistency. The oils in this are richer. When I say richer, only meaning that the consistency part is on the thicker side. This could be applied to the scalp after this has been sprayed on the scalp. Some people with 4C hair, they can add this to their hair strands and they want to. Don't you low porosity slash medium porosity add this onto your hair strands. This oil is thick. It is going to weigh it down, but it is still powerful. All three of these hair growth oils is powerful when it comes down to hair growth. Okay. When it comes down to hair growth, they are all powerful. Or this can be added with this if you want to see your roots fuller. If you know that you've been using hair growth oils and you know that your hair has been growing, but your roots are still sparse, a lot of areas in your follicles are still dormant to where you can completely see through your hair with your roots. That is what this follicle thickening revival serum is for. And if you want to boost it, you can boost it with this. If you want to. Same thing as the Heavenly's Growth Tonic. Same thing that I described on the other growth oils. Remember, those are growth oils. This is a thickening oil. This is a thickening oil for your roots. This growth tonic is a detangler, a hair growth spray, and a hair strengthener. You can do the same exact thing that you are doing with the moisture milk when it comes down to applying it to your scalp. When you apply it to your scalp, you are going to push the growth even faster, allow your hair to stay in the anagen phase a little while longer. Curling cluster up here. Oh, the curling custard is basically a curling custard. It's for curly styles. So not just for that, but if you have fine textured hair and you don't need much of anything that's thick, and you usually would have your hair in a ponytail and you just need something that's not heavy or weighed down, then you can apply the curling custard to. As a matter of fact, I'm not gonna put it, but I'm gonna act like I'm putting it. So if I was to put my hair in a ponytail, I'm got it brushed all back into a ponytail. And I'm not worried about the inside. I'm not trying to wet the inside. All I'm trying to do is just get my edges like around the sides to look shinier, smoother, more intact. Then that is when I will apply the curling custard on the outside. I will rub it in. I will take a brush and I will slightly stroke it. Or if I'm combing my daughter's hair, I'm acting like I got a little daughter. All my kids is grown except for one. I have a 17-year-old. My oldest is 32. So, but I'm pretending like they little. And if I was combing my little kid's hair, then what I will do is I will take sections and apply the curling custard, and I will put a little bit on her roots to where it touches her roots, and then I will rub it down her strands all the way down to her ends. This is filled with aloe vera juice and rose water. So it is good for protecting your hair strands and moisturizing it as well. Although it has a slight hardening cast. I tell people this all the time because I don't want anyone to just get surprised or end up getting it and don't know that it has a slight hardening cast. The slight hardening cast do not last long. It'll last for like a few hours. It can last like until the end of the day. And but you have to remember, you have a lot of people that have thick hair, thick hair. So this slight hardening cast won't even do anything for their hair. It probably don't even give them a slight hardening cast. I'm talking about the people who you are able to see through their ends like this. This is where the slight hardening cast come from because you dealing with low density slash um medium density hair. So if you are dealing with that, then your cast may end up being slightly, um, just a little slight hardening. But if you have that super duper uber thick hair and you take, because you may have to take smaller sections if you dealing with the four A, B, C hair. If you are dealing with that, then take small sections. That's not really a small section. So take this much and just apply it and rub it through and let it penetrate through. I see so many people doing this and it's bad. Like I won't it may not be bad on your end. It's just bad for me to look at it, for me to endure. My daughter do it too. And her hair is actually growing back after she did the big chop a few months ago, and her hair is growing in tremendously. I told her she need to start sending me more videos of her using Heavenly's products and me being able to just show them. But she will pour it in her hand like I've seen most people do. Rub it together in their hand and just put it on the outside of their hair, and the outside of their hair is curly. What about the inside? That's why it's good to put it in sections. If you are dealing with low density hair, then it shouldn't be a problem with you grabbing certain sections. Now, the people with the high density and porosity, then you may not like doing all that to your hair, but I'm telling you, when you use it, you won't regret it. You'll see that them curls gonna come out beautifully, beautifully beautiful curls. So yeah, and I tell people to do it on freshly washed hair. So and that's where Heavenly's Growth Shampoo come in at. So when you apply Heavenly's Stimulating Growth Shampoo, I either call it growth shampoo or stimulating growth shampoo because it still stimulates your hair. But when you apply it, you leave it in for a minimum of 15 minutes. Everything that I put into the shampoo is all natural, so it's not going to uh make you afraid enough to like, oh Lord, if I put this in and keep it in too long, then it's gonna start making my hair fall out. No, it won't do that. It won't do it at all. What it's going to do is it's going to allow your hair to be more softer the longer that it's kept in. I know that a lot of store-bought shampoos, you gotta wash them jokers out. You gotta wash them out because it's filled with a lot of detergents and, parabens and things like that. But then after that, you apply the Heavenly's Stimulating Growth Conditioner. And the reason why it's called that is because it is filled with multiple growth ingredients. So this is also a leave-in. It can be washed out or left in. So once you shampoo and condition your hair and you get your hair all clean, and you can apply this curling custard. apply the curling custard, and you will see that the curling custard penetrates onto the strands more better because your hair is clean. Tell folks all the time that we don't have to be afraid to wash our hair anymore. Back in the days, they used to say, "Dirt grow your hair." I was one of the ones too. Even when I had a relaxer, I only shampoo my hair once a month because my hair tangled up so bad. I no longer do that. I shampoo my hair once a week, even when wearing a protective style. And don't get me wrong, I do slip sometimes. But when you are on a set schedule and you doing it once a week, then it is okay for you to fall off a little bit. If you fall off, get back on track. But remember, I'm talking to the people who have damaged hair strands. Damaged hair strands down here. That's what I'm talking about. So when you apply the stimulating growth shampoo and the growth leave-in conditioner into your hair once a week, you are going to revive your hair. If your curls are not quite curling over like they used to, then the heavily stimulating shampoo and conditioner will revert your hair back, because what it's doing is it's breaking down the chemicals in the bonds that have been coming from all these plants that we work at. Not only that, these fields where they are spraying the crops that's all over, the debris and stuff like that is coming into our hair. The water, the water we pay for, we got the water bill. Yeah, when we shampoo our hair with that water, that is also changing up our hair and its texture. I promise you that it's doing it. It is changing up your hair and its texture. But if you do anything that's good on, because I know that saying, you do anything that's good, you can turn it bad. Now when it come down to hair growth and hair health. So that's why I say on a religious, consistent, residual basis, if your ends are brittle, if they are tore up from the floor up, do not big chop. Do not big chop. Create a system for your hair. Use if it's not heavenly, it don't have to be heavenly, but use a hair growth shampoo that not only grows your hair, but moisturize and conditions your hair. Because you got to remember that some of these shampoos are filled with only rosemary. These hydration mists, that's the name of it I was trying to say earlier. Some of these hydration mists is that people tell you spray on the hair that's from these well-known popular companies are filled with just rosemary. And it is drying your hair off and it is breaking it at the same time. So yeah. The last one is the growth pomade / growth grease. Trying to see if you guys can see it. So when it is in cold areas, in which this building be cold, it will tend to crumble up. But if you put it in a warmer area or in a room temperature area, then it will solidify back to like it was. When you stick your finger in it and rub it together, it will turn into a oil. But make sure that it is in a room temperature area. Like I stated on my last live, I saw one well-known company where somebody commented up under their video that they were having, and they were selling their growth, I think it's called growth bomb. And they said that when they stuck their finger in it, it crumbled as well. And I said, maybe that person has it in a kind of like cool, chilled area. No matter if it's in a cool area or if it's in a kind of like room temperature or warm area, it's going to work anyways. Like, it's a grease. It's a grease and the base is shea butter. See, I just shook it and it came out. But you just stick your finger in it rub it together, and apply it to your scalp. So if you don't want to use any of the hair growth oils, then you use the growth pomade or the growth grease. I've been had this MacBook plugged up this whole entire time, and it's been charged up. Yes, Lord, see, and that's good because, like I said, so many people have been told to not wash their hair. I mean, a lot of people be so scared, like wash my hair twice a week. I'm black. I'm black. We ain't supposed to do that. Child, please. You see, you see that your trichologist telling you that. Like, we have to stop putting, stipulations on certain races, when it come down to certain things. Now, don't get me wrong, like I said, when it comes down to the rice water, with being mainly rice water as the main ingredient, yeah, them y'all women, they can do that. You see how strong their hair is? They got some strong hair. All our hair ain't strong. We can be one race and still have different hair textures, duh. You can have another race that have different hair textures. But when it come down to like the y'all women, they ain't really got no different hair textures. Like when you watch them videos, you see all them women sticking their hair in that rice water or pouring that stuff over their head. Most all their hair look the same. And we just gotta come to the terms and know that all of our hair is not the same. It's gonna take a little bit um different things, little like different systems, different methods to get our hair the way we want to get it. But like I said, a lot of people just throw their hair growth oil out there. You notice that I keep talking. Let's see here. I keep talking about this because it's a thickener. I'm not telling you, oh child, you want to grow your hair from one lid to another. No, if you want to fill in them dormant, if you want to fill in them dormant follicles, if you tired of seeing your hair sparse and thin and seen through, then that's why you see me steady putting this to the forefront. That's why you see this as the title of this live. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead, y'all, and end this video. I keep saying every single time that I'm going to package up products while doing it. But I'm still new here at this building. I haven't opened up to the public yet. I have moved everything when it comes down to me making Heavenly's products to the kitchen area. I was making them in here, but it was still clean area, because everything has already been finished and worked on in here. These right here, these products that are on the shelves may not stay here on the shelves forever. I will be putting smaller shelves up here so when people walk in, all of the products won't just be sitting out like this, but it'll be a certain amount sitting on these little smaller shelves and probably coming down like this. But yeah, Heavenly's products been out since 2018, y'all, and I just brought it back to the forefront of temporarily closing the website down due to the fact of so many people kept playing over us when it came down to our money here in this building. And it discouraged me big time, and it made me sit on this building for 3 years. I really didn't care, y'all. I didn't care if this building had rotted. But then I heard God say that you need to bring to the forefront over here on your YouTube channel, because Heavenly was only on Facebook, on my Facebook business page, y'all. It was only on my Facebook business page, and I was sending products out to a lot of people in different states and things. But like I said, when now they too close. Anyway, so when I had so many or so much hopes of getting here in this building, it didn't need a whole lot of stuff done to where I could have just made this, starting out making this as a like a little semi-manufactured place, not to open up to the public. Because at the end of the day, especially me living in this small town, no matter how up to par it may look to one person, if it don't look completely up to par to me, in order to open up these doors won't open up until then. But like I said, I thank God because I'm finally here. I didn't care about this building rotting. It could have rotten, y'all. 3 whole years is a long time. 3 whole years is a long time, y'all. There's a lot of traffic going on. Yeah, but 3 whole years is a long time to be sitting, not sitting here, but being at home and allowing this building to sit, allowing this building to sit and to waste, you know. But like I said, when you feel like you steady higher and it's never moving and it's never, growing. Like it was so many people in here that we paid to do our floors. The floor got done about probably 4 times. Probably about 4 times. People were putting holes in the wall. They were they would take about, like, you would hire them to do a job that wasn't really hard, and they'd take almost a week to complete it just to get more. Those type of things I can't help happen. But at the same time, it's my testimony, because where God is taking this place, like, man, it had to be distractions. It had to be something that the enemy didn't want to be. And it's like I said, it's not where exactly where it's supposed to be, but that's why I said a little early in the video that that's why I'm here. No matter if my videos or my lives are not all put together, if my background don't look all up to par, all aesthetically pleasing, I had to learn to still show up. Because if I'm sitting up here waiting until my stuff look good, then how many people that really need these products for their hair is going to miss out? All because I feel like I should have basically waited. No, I'm not waiting. That was the whole purpose of me getting off my behind and opening up their website back up. Too many people kept asking. I see the website, I see the link to the website, but I can't get the products. So many people seeing me create these DIYs and saying that, can you make this yourself? Can you make this for me? I pay. Do you have a website? Do you sell products? And I knew then that was God. I knew then. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's for the people that just don't have the time or don't have the money to steady buy ingredients after ingredients after ingredients when everything is already put together. And not only that, I'm telling people what to do, how to do it. I know that I'm probably the only one, and then I won't say I'm the only one, the only 2 or 3 out here that's telling you to use the product every day. I'm not saying every day for the rest of your life, though. You notice that when I say every day, I say that when you have your hair in a protective style, use it every day. If you have a goal to getting your hair from one length to another, use it every day until you get there. If you have an area or a bald spot or some thin dormant hair postpartum, if you have that, use it every day until you start seeing the results. Man, I heard them been through so much trauma. I say our because it's no need in me saying y'all, because somebody may feel some type of way and be like, what she mean? What she mean? I'm not here to be judgmental. That's why I say our hair have been through so much trauma that you have to use it on an everyday basis. And you have to tame and train it. to get back on point. You have to. You simply have to. So like I said, that for anybody that want to take advantage, because I did say in the very beginning that and I also said in my other live that Heavenly is having a a Black Friday pre-sale going on right now, 40% off. So if you was to buy the growth pomade, that's the 8 ounce, which is a big container, like it's big and it's big as far as tall and width wise, right? If you want to take advantage of that growth grease to where the regular price is $15, right now, 40% off, it is $9.59. Yeah, I keep turning around and stuff because there's so much stuff going on around here. Yeah, if you want to take advantage of the growth sprays, either one, the moisture milk or the growth tonic, the regular price is $19.99. Right now, it's on sale for $11.99. If you want to take advantage, if your hair is thin, if it is sparse, if you can see through your hair, and if you've tried everything and you're not looking for hair growth, you are looking for your roots to fill in them dormant follicles to where your hair is missing. Like hair is not growing in every last one of your follicles in your roots like they used to. Hello, canoniculi. If your hair is not growing and filling in like it used to be filled in, then that is what the thickening revival serum is for. That is what this is for. And 40% off right now, it is $18.20. It is $18.20. The regular price is $30 because it is key rich ingredients that only target your sparse roots. Only target your sparse roots. When having these other oils tend to hair growth, growing your hair from one leg to another, and also catering to your densities and your porosities. Y'all know some of y'all, I won't say everybody, but y'all know that one company that only have one hair growth oil, but it's too thick or it's too thin. It's too thin for very, very thick hair to where that thick hair is eating and sucking up that oil. And then it's too thick for the very, very thin hair. That is what the different oils is for. That is what they are for, y'all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go ahead, fill these orders. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. I hope every last one of you have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. Remember that it's not just about the food, but it's about coming together. It's about giving thanks. And it is most definitely first thing on the list is it is about the poor and the unfortunate. So if you know that you are a giver, you know that you have a giving heart. Even if you're not a giver, you never been a giver, you always wonder, if you the type like, oh, I never done that, but hey, I feel a nudge or a tug to be, helpful. If you are the one that's cooking dinner, just try it. I'm telling y'all, just try it. Well, I'm not telling y'all, I'm asking y'all. If you are the cook and you slaving and you cooking, all of that good old Thanksgiving dinner, try setting a plate aside. Try setting a plate aside, and you may be in a real nice neighborhood. You just may. But just because you are in a real nice neighborhood doesn't mean that you don't have other neighborhoods around in that city or in that state to where you can't be a blessing to one. Nobody's telling you to be a blessing to everybody. Like my live before last, I told y'all that I was gonna feed people. So I end up cooking chicken and dressing. I did ham. I did mashed potatoes, green beans, and see, it's one more thing, and macaroni. And I placed my tent out here, and I remember telling y'all that live before this very last live that me, my daughter, and her friend, we were going to give back, just feed some people. And so in this neighborhood, it's a lot of people that walks the areas. Now, I did put the flyer out, I think like on a Wednesday, but it was on Facebook. It wasn't like to different stores. When God blesses this business, then I will be able to put it out as far as flyers in different areas and different neighborhoods. But y'all, this neighborhood alone with a lot of people walking and stuff, we end up giving out everything. It wasn't really nothing but just a little bit of the green beans, and I gave that to the little stray dog, y'all. The little stray dog across the street, and he tore it up. But like I said, I know that it's Thanksgiving, but what are you thankful for? You know, um, are you thankful for your life? Are you thankful for your family, your kids, you know, I know that some people are going to be alone for Thanksgiving, you know, and they may not be able to eat a nice good meal. But for those who are fortunate, like I said, if you are cooking, set aside a plate. If you are not able to get out, if you have some older kids that can drive, you got a husband, you know, tell them to go. They don't necessarily have to go in a real bad, rough neighborhood to where they really violent. But most Walmarts out here, people are sitting out. Tell them to whoever that's going, tell them to go to Walmart. Look for a person that's sitting on the side of the road on the edge and give them a plate. Um, because God gives to us. You know, He said in His word, when I was hungry, you didn't feed me. When I was cold, you know, you didn't warm me up. I know that ain't how the word says, but y'all know what I'm saying. You didn't clothe me. So, like I said, don't just look at Thanksgiving as being thankful for yourself. Be thankful, but at the same time, give. Be a blessing to somebody. If everything ain't about money, like I don't have money to where I'm just out here just handing money. You get the money, you get the money, you get the money. And but I just know that it's a lot of people out here that when it comes, especially with this economy and the way it is, it wasn't no wrong with me grabbing a big couple of cans of the green beans, big old box of mashed potatoes, you know, getting the macaroni that's like 97 cents, $1.50 at the store, and a little milk to it. You ain't even got to get Velveeta cheese. Now, if you bougie, get Velveeta cheese. It all tastes the same to me. But I'm just saying, like, it don't take much money for that. If you don't believe in giving money, if you believe in people getting in the Rolls Royce afterwards and all that type of stuff, just give out food. Give a plate to somebody. Like I said, you may live in a neighborhood to where you live in real nice. But that doesn't mean that when you go up the street or around the corner or blocks away, that it's still real nice over there. If you don't want to do it, send somebody else. But give. Just give a plate of food away. I'm telling you, God will bless you. You know what I'm saying? Be a cheerful giver. But all right, y'all. Because y'all know I'll go and I'll go and I'll go. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like I said, the main purpose was because of the sparse and thin roots, the see-through edges. This right here will help you take care of that. So, all right, y'all. I don't know when I will be back on this live. I need to start creating more DIYs because y'all know how I am. I get busy and then I start working with the lives and staying with the lives to where I start slacking on the DIYs. But before I let y'all go, let me show y'all the new channel, which you know the website is Heavenly Hair and Skincare. But just in case somebody else, it's Heavenly Hair and Skincare product, but just in case somebody else has the name, because Heavenly is pretty popular, but it'd be like Heavenly Hair and Skincare or Heavenly Skin and Heavenly something. I want to show y'all this before I let y'all go. And it's not, oh, here it is. Okay, I'm not sure if y'all can see it, but this is Heavenly Hair and Skincare Products LLC. You see the logo, it's in the like pink and white. I haven't put up not one video, so when it comes down to YouTube, you know, if you are new, they're gonna throw anything up on your recommendation or your main screen. But hopefully you guys can see it. Heavenly Hair and Skincare Products LLC. I'm not just gonna go strictly live on there just yet, but I am trying to get you guys used to it by saying it in a few of my lives, letting you know. Uh, oh, while I'm talking about it, go ahead if you are subscribed to this channel. Go ahead and subscribe to that channel right now, even if you don't see a video just yet. So whenever I go on live the next time and the next time, or probably just that one next time, then you will already be subscribed. And then the ones that are new will have a chance to go ahead and subscribe after that. But I just want to share that at the end of this live so you already be subscribed, basically. But all right, y'all. I enjoy talking with y'all. I enjoy showing y'all the products, and I will be back whenever I will be back, y'all. So have a blessed one.